Analysis now with Judy Dempsey. She is non-resident senior fellow at Carnegie Europe, joining us live from Berlin today. And Judy, let's get straight into the potential Russian oil ban in the EU. It does seem like conversations over the weekend have really struggled to make any progress, with Hungary being the hold-up here. What's it going to take to find consensus on this, and how are these leaders going to get Hungary on side?
It's going to be very difficult to get Hungary on side. The Prime Minister, Viktor Orban, has been very supportive of Putin, indeed, very less supportive of Ukraine. And he's actually saying that he's going to oppose the energy embargo. But now he's linking it to actually getting money for this, especially the EU COVID recovery funds. So essentially, this is linking the lifting the embargo to getting money. And so far, the EU Commission doesn't want to agree to this.
Do you think a Russian oil ban is looking increasingly perhaps impossible, a non-starter at this point as a result?
It's certainly been very, very difficult to get all the member states to agree to a full embargo on oil and gas. Germany is very reluctant to do this under the Chancellor Olaf Scholz. But you have to admit that some countries are hiding behind Hungary. However, there's a positive element in this, that the EU member states have agreed to really speed up reducing the dependence on oil and gas from Russia. And this is just a matter of time, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years. But exactly what happens in this transition, this is the crucial thing. And the longer that this embargo doesn't take place, the more money flows into President Putin's coffers to finance the war.
Judy, it's Hadley out in Dubai. I want to ask you about something that I asked the Ukrainian foreign minister last week at the World Economic Forum. I was asking him, how helpful is it to know that while you are fighting for your lives, literally in Ukraine, President Macron is speaking directly to Vladimir Putin again and again? Does that help the cause of Ukraine? Are we getting anywhere with any kind of negotiation? Because he told me that when it comes to a negotiated peace, they're absolutely nowhere.
Well, what we don't know is what happens behind the scenes. But one thing is clear, that both President Macron and Chancellor Scholz, they don't talk to Putin without talking to President Zelensky. This is actually quite important. However, in the other countries of the EU, there's a kind of distrust of Paris and Berlin, that they're talking to Putin at all. They say, well, if you're going to talk to Putin, why don't you involve other member states? And also, aren't you legitimating Putin the more you talk to him? So it's a very difficult situation for Berlin and Paris. But essentially, these talks have gotten nowhere. And as Mr. Blair said earlier, Putin has all the leverage at the moment, and Germany and France and the EU countries don't have that much leverage. Putin calls the shots literally over Ukraine.